Dear students, welcome to one more new video of social science. In this video, let us discuss History Unit 6, the First War of Indian Independence. This movement is also known as 1857 Revolt. Let's begin. Here, when British came to India, in order to extend their rule over India, they brought in policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. Subsidiary alliance was introduced by Lord Wellesley, whereas doctrine of lapse was introduced by Dalhousie. With the help of these two policies, British were able to get many states under their control. As a result, numerous states became part of the British Empire. When they captured all these parts, all these states of India, this made many Indians unhappy. People were also upset with the administration of the British. They were not satisfied with the administration of the British. Many people were upset with the administration of the British. This unhappiness, this upset erupted in the form of a major protest against the British in the year 1857. This movement was known as the First War of Indian Independence or 1857 Revolt. Many of the Indian historians called this movement as First Indian Freedom Struggle, but the English historians termed it as the Sepoy Mutiny. Here, according to British historian or according to the English historian, the First War of Indian Independence is the Sepoy Mutiny. According to Indian historians, the First War of Indian Independence is First Indian Freedom Struggle. Now let us see what were the reasons for the First Indian Freedom Struggle. Here we can list out 6 reasons for the First Indian Freedom Struggle or the First War of Indian Independence. First reason is political reason. As you know, doctrine of lapse implemented by the British. Doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Wellesley. Due to this doctrine of lapse, many Indian kings had to lose their kingdoms. Because of this policy, Satara, Jaipur, Jhansi, Udaipur and many other states came under the control of the British Empire. Dalhousie introduced the doctrine of lapse. Along with this, he abolished the kingship of Tanjavur and Carnatic Nawabs. The British dethroned Mughal kings and many other kings. They dethroned Mughal kings. During that time, the Mughal king was Bahadur Shah Jafar II. He was dethroned by the British. As a result, many soldiers depended on these kings became unemployed. This became the main reason for the protest against the British. Which was the main reason? Many soldiers depended on these kings became unemployed. This became the main reason for the protest against the British. These were the political causes for 1857 revolt. In exam, we may expect question like this. Explain the political reasons or political causes for the First War of Indian Independence. Then you have to mention all these points. Let's move to second reason, that is economic reason. There are many economic reasons. First one, industrial development. Industrial development took place in England. Because of this industrial development, the Indian handicrafts and industries diminished or abolished. They declined. After the Industrial Revolution, England, being an industrialized country, became a workshop of industries. Many number of industries started in England. The artisans of India became unemployed. Many Indians who depended on artisans, they became unemployed. The weavers also became the first victims as wool and cloth making industry suffered a lot. Because of this industrial revolution, wool and cloth making industry suffered a lot. Because of this, the weavers of India became the first victims. The Indian handicrafts became financially pathetic. The British levied heavy customs on Indian goods entering the market of England. That's why Indians were not in a position to sell their product because of heavy customs or high customs. Due to the zamindar system, the farmers were exploited by the zamindars. Not only industrial revolution, but also zamindar system exploited many. Farmers were exploited by the zamindars. After the introduction of this zamindar system, land tax collection rights awarded to talukdars were also withdrawn. Earlier, talukdars had the right to collect land tax. Later, these rights were withdrawn. British appointed Inam Commission. The main aim of Inam Commission was to withdraw Inam lands. As per this Inam Commission, all Inam lands were withdrawn. Due to all this, the farmers had to undergo lot of economic hardships and felt insulted. Farmers were insulted. They had to face lot of economic hardship. Hence, the farmers also protested all these. Here, due to the Industrial Revolution, many artisans suffered a lot. The weavers suffered a lot. Indian handicrafts became financially pathetic. Indian products could not be sold in England due to heavy customs. Due to this zamindar system, farmers suffered a lot. Finally, farmers protested against all these systems or the reforms introduced by the British. Let's move to third reason, administrative reason. When British started their rule in India, they brought in many civil and criminal laws into effect. They introduced various laws. Those laws were considered as civil and criminal laws. But in the implementation, there were lot of partiality. There were partiality between Indians and Europeans, Indians and the British. Laws applied only to Indians. It applied only to Indians in a different manner. Along with this, English became the language of the court. The English judges gave judgment in favor of the English. English language became the language of the court. Indians could not get justice from the English judges because their judgments were always in favor of the English. People did not like the new laws. Finally, people did not like the new laws like civil and criminal laws which were introduced by the British because of all these reasons. There were a lot of partiality. Laws applied only to Indians. English language became the language of court. English judges gave judgment in favor of the English. All these reforms in the field of laws were not liked by the Indians. Now let us see military causes. Here, the situation of Indian soldiers in the British army was pathetic. Their condition was not good. There were lot of differences between the Indian soldiers and British soldiers. That's why we can say that the condition of Indian soldier was very pathetic. They did not have status. They did not have proper salary, did not have promotion prospectus that of the British soldiers. British soldiers had good salary, good status, good promotion, but Indian soldiers did not have all these facilities. The pressure put on Indian soldiers for overseas work triggered resentment among them due to their religious beliefs. Here, Indian soldiers were forced to cross the oceans. There was a pressure on Indian soldiers for overseas work. They had to cross the oceans, cross the sea, which was against their religious beliefs. That's why they fought against the British. These were all the military reasons for 1857 revolt. Now let us see immediate cause. Immediate cause for 1857 revolt. The Indian soldiers who were present in large numbers in the British army believed that they can drive away the British if all of them become united. They got some sort of courage because of their strength. In this situation, the British started providing Royal Enfield. What is this Royal Enfield guns? A type of new and improved guns. A type of new and improved guns were known as Royal Enfield guns. The British started providing this type of new and improved guns. At the same time, a rumor spread that the bullets of these guns were smeared in the fat of pig and cow. There was a rumor that the bullets of these guns were smeared in the fat of pig and cow. Indian soldiers opposed to use these Royal Enfield guns because the cow was sacred for Hindus and the pig was prohibited for Muslims. Finally, it became the immediate cause for 1857 revolt. When Indian soldiers were forced to use Royal Enfield guns, they opposed this and they started revolt. It became the immediate cause for the mutiny. Now let us see where this mutiny started, how this mutiny began. The rumor caused a lot of unrest in Barakpur military soldiers. What was the rumor? A rumor spread that the bullets of Royal Enfield guns were smeared in the fat of pig and cow. This rumor caused a lot of unrest in Barakpur military soldiers. Here, 1857 revolt first started from Barakpur. When the soldiers of Barakpur were directed to load the bullets to the gun by chewing off a part of bullet, the soldiers refused to do it. When they were forced to use the guns, they refused to do it. The soldiers of Barakpur revolted against the British officers when they were forced to use Royal Enfield guns. A soldier named Mangal Pandey, he was a soldier working in Barakpur, shot dead a British officer. After this incident, Mangal Pandey was arrested and after a trial, he was hanged to death. Mangal Pandey was hanged to death because he shot dead a British officer. In this way, 1857 revolt started from Barakpur, especially under the leadership of Mangal Pandey. Now let's see the spread of the mutiny. It started from Barakpur, later it spread to the various parts of the country. For example, Meerut. During that time, Meerut was a major British military base. The Indian soldiers stationed here refused to use the bullets of the new guns. After that, many soldiers were arrested in Meerut. This led to revolt or mutiny in Meerut. The soldiers barged into the prison and released the imprisoned soldiers. They released many soldiers. This became the seed for the Indian freedom movement. The incident which took place in Meerut became the seed for the Indian freedom movement. A group of soldiers reached Delhi from Meerut. They entered the Red Fort and declared the Mughal king Bahadur Shah II as the Emperor of India. During that time, Mughal king was Bahadur Shah II. Soldiers declared him as the Emperor of India. Due to various reasons, the protesting soldiers reached Delhi. The protests became intensified. This spread like a wildfire to Delhi, Kanpur and Jhansi. Started from Barakpur, after it goes to Meerut, next Delhi, after that Kanpur, Jhansi. Nana Sahib was the leader of Kanpur revolt. He was assisted by one assistant known as Tatya Tope. Tatya Tope was his assistant. Tatya Tope was the assistant of Nana Sahib. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai took the leadership. Tatya Tope also supported Rani Lakshmibai after the fall of Kanpur to the British. Earlier, Nana Sahib was supported by Tatya Tope, who was the assistant of Nana Sahib. But later, Tatya Tope supported Rani Lakshmibai after the fall of Kanpur to the British. Later, the protest spread to Lucknow, but finally Lucknow fell into the British. Now the freedom struggle spread to the south of river Yamuna. This influenced the soldiers of Rani Lakshmibai. Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai fought against the British by opposing the doctrine of lapse. You have already studied that the doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie. Rani Lakshmibai was angered by the doctrine of lapse and declared war on the British. She was successful in capturing Gwalior. She was able to capture Gwalior, but she died a heroic death while battling the British in another battle. Even today, Rani Lakshmibai has a special place in the annals of Indian freedom struggle. She fought bravely against the British. but she died a heroic death while battling against the British. In this way, she has a special place in the annals of Indian freedom struggle. These are all about the spread of the mutiny. But unfortunately, Indians could not defeat the British. Even though all these great leaders took the leadership of 1857 revolt, but Indians could not win the war. Now let us see what were the reasons for the failure of the mutiny. Reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. The first war of Indian independence failed due to various reasons. We have to list out the reasons. It did not cover every part of India. It covered very few parts like Meerut, Barakpur, Delhi, Kanpur, Jhansi. It did not cover every part of India. It was mainly concentrated on the issues of the rights of the king and queens rather than liberation of the country. Most of the leaders did not have the aim of getting freedom. This revolt mainly concentrated on the issues of the rights of the kings and the queen, not the freedom. It was not a planned mutiny. There were unexpected results. The unity among the British and the disunity among the Indian soldiers resulted in its failure. British were able to win the war because of unity. They had unity. Indians did not have unity. Along with this, Indians did not have proper direction and leadership. They lacked military strategies. Indians lacked discipline and organizing skills. The Indian soldiers lacked military strategies, planning capabilities, and soldiering skills. They did not have definite aim. Many Indian kings they supported the British, they did not support the freedom fighters. Various Indian kings they extended their loyalties, they extended their support to the British, they did not support the freedom fighters. During that time, Indian soldiers committed various mistakes. Due to those mistakes, they lost the faith of common people. What were the mistakes? The plundering and other crimes committed by the Sipais made them to lose the faith of common people. These were the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. We may expect question like this: what were the reasons for the failure of the mutiny? Then you have to mention all these points. Even though 1857 revolt failed, it led to various impact or the results. Now let us see the results of the mutiny. After 1857 revolt, the rule of East India Company came to an end and the governance of British government started. The administration of India was handed over to Secretary of Indian Affairs of the British Parliament. The rule or the administration of East India Company came to an end. India was ruled by Secretary of Indian Affairs of the British Parliament. After 1857 revolt, the Queen of Britain, during that time the Queen of Britain was Queen Victoria. She passed a declaration. She passed a declaration in the year 1858. This declaration had certain aspects. Here we can point out 5 important aspects in the declaration of Britain Queen or the Queen of Britain. Let us see the important aspects of the declaration. First one, she promised that she is going to accept all the agreements which were made with the local kings. The agreements entered by the company with the local kings were accepted. She promised to stop regional expansion. In other words, non-pursuance of regional expansion. She promised to provide a stable government for Indians. She promised to give equality before the law. She also promised that she is not going to interfere in the religious matters of Indians, and she promised to follow religious tolerance, non-interference of the government in religious issues of Indians, and practicing religious tolerance. These are the 5 important aspects of the declaration which was made by the Queen of Britain in the year 1858. The British realized that unless and until they command the love and affection of Indians, ruling India would be a difficult proposition. After 1857 revolt, they thought that it was not possible for them to rule India without the support of Indians. They started analyzing the reasons for the 1857 revolt. Finally, they came to know that the inability to listen to the voice of Indians was considered as the main reason for the violence. According to them, they did not listen to the voice of Indians. They did not give chance to the Indians. Hence, they decided to involve the Indians in the process of legislation, and they implemented policy of association. They decided to give chance to Indians in the process of legislation. For that purpose, they implemented policy of association. Policy of association means giving chance to Indians in the process of legislation. Along with this revolt also taught many lessons to Indians. How? First War of Indian Independence is like a guidepost for future struggles. It guided Indians for future struggles. This also outlined the importance of seeking alternative channels to pursue future struggles against the British. Movement also helped the Indians to seek alternative channels to pursue future struggles against the British. Dear students, till now you have watched History Unit 6, the First War of Indian Independence. I have given the links of textbook questions, additional questions, one more questions and MCQ type questions. You can watch those videos also by clicking on the links. Thank you for watching this video.